Hey everybody! So today I'm going to share with you one of my favorite party foods, Antipasto Squares. Imagine dough filled with all of the things that you love in an Italian hoagie. Salami, provolone, basil, roasted red peppers, oregano, all cheesy and everything baked in the oven. This is like the perfect party food. I make these all the time if people are coming over to watch the game, if I'm having a cocktail party, and it's a real showstopper. So let's talk about the things that we're going to need. So we're going to need crescent rolls. Now, I've been making this recipe for over 20 years, and back then the crescent rolls were the old crescent rolls that had all of the preparations in it, and you had to stand here and put them all together so that you didn't have holes in your dough. Well, Pillsbury in their brilliance now makes crescent dough sheets, so it's one sheet. So we're going to need 2 rolls of that. We're going to need some cold cuts. I chose Genoa salami, provolone, and honey baked ham. We're going to need some roasted red peppers, some chopped fresh basil, 3 eggs, some oregano, and some shredded cheese. Now, I have a 9x13 pan here, and all I did was took a piece of butter and I grease the whole pan because we don't want the dough to stick to it. So I'm going to take the first crescent roll out of the container. I'm going to gently unroll it. And I'm just going to lay it in the pan. I'm going to bring it all to the corners. Make sure that there's no holes. And that's all that we're looking for. Then we're going to take some of the honey baked ham and we're going to just layer it on the dough. People ask me to make this all the time, or when people first come to my house, they always ask me, what is this? And they ask me for the recipe. So I think when you make this, it's going to be a real showstopper in your house. All right, so we've put the ham now. We're going to put a little bit of the shredded cheese on the ham. I gotta dry my hands, hold on a little bit. I gotta dry my hands, and I've gotta put a little bit of the shredded cheese on top of the ham. Let's cut this. Now, I think I've told you in the past, my favorite type of entertaining is like cocktail parties or just parties where there's a whole bunch of different appetizers and whatnot. And this is one that I make all the time. So I'm just putting a little bit of shredded cheese over the ham. And you can put as much as little as you want. I like it all nice and gooey. I'm going to take the roasted red peppers. Now, when you buy roasted red peppers, make sure you get ones that have vinegar as an ingredient. I don't know about you, but when I make an Italian sub, I like to have oil and vinegar as one of the condiments on my sub. And so I also think that because there's so much cheese and it's rich, that the acid in the vinegar kind of breaks through, but it really adds a nice punch. The other thing that I did is I chopped up the roasted peppers and I put them on a piece of paper towel and then patted them dry because we don't want this to make the dough all wet. And they're all little pieces, and I am just going to drop them all over the dough that now has the ham and the cheese on it. And you want to make sure that every little bite, because remember, after we bake this, we're going to cut them in squares. So you want to make sure that every bite has some kind, every ingredient that you have in here. So I make the roasted peppers kind of small, because I want to have them all over the place. And that's what it should look like. Then we're going to take our salami. You know what? Before we take our salami, we're going to put some of that basil all over the roasted peppers. Look how pretty this is, red and green. When you bake this and this gets all gooey, it just looks so pretty. And again, we want to make sure that every bite has some. Now we're going to add the salami. You know, I don't know about you, but I always like to make different things. You know, when you go to people's houses for parties, they always pretty much have the same old thing, and that's fine. But I always like to have one or two things that really no one really has when they go to parties, because it kind of differentiates us. So I'm sharing this one with you. Actually, all my videos I'm sharing with you because I want you to be able to enjoy cooking, and I want you to have the same response when people come to your house. All right, so now we put the salami. I'm also going to put the provolone. And again, I'm overlapping them because I want every single bite to have some in there. And look how quick this is going. I mean, the longest part of this is that we're going to bake it in the oven for about a half an hour. Okay, so we've got ham, we've got provolone, we've got salami, we've got roasted peppers, we have basil, and on top of the provolone, we're going to add some, oregano. Would have helped if I had one that was open. All right. You can't let stuff like this throw you for a loop. Just open up the oregano. All right. And I'm going to just sprinkle some oregano all over the provolone. There's nothing better than on Italian sub to have some oregano. All right. So now we're going to take 2 of the 3 eggs and we're going to scramble them up. And this is going to kind of bind everything together. Okay, and we're just going to kind of pour it over the entire thing so that every part of the pan has some egg in it. See, just like that. Now we're going to take the other, I don't know why these are so hard today. Oh, I guess we have to peel it a little. The other crescent roll. There we go. And we're going to put it on top. Now see, I don't even think we've been doing this for 3 or 4 minutes and this thing is coming together. Wait till you see at the end what we've got. All right. So again, I'm going to be careful when I unroll it because I don't want to break it. Let it hang. And I'm just going to put it over the whole thing. And I want to make sure that it goes to the side because I don't want anything oozing out of the side. Because don't forget, we're going to bake this and then we're going to cut them into gooey squares. All right. Look how easy. We're going to take that last egg because now we want to make it really pretty. Okay. And take that last egg and we're going to just make an egg wash. So you're going to take your little brush and you're just going to make sure that everything has some egg on it. And the reason that we want to do this is because this is what's going to make this golden brown. You know, the other day I saw someone make something like this on another channel, and they didn't put any egg wash or anything on it. And I mean, I'm sure it was delicious and whatnot, but the dough looked kind of raw. It looked kind of white, and that's not what we're going for here. We're going for like a golden brown. Look. And then we're going to make it even prettier. Look how easy this has been. All right, I'm going to wash my hands real quick because we've been playing with egg and we don't want any contamination in salmonella. rather. And again, we're gonna put some more of that oregano all over the top of this, because this is what's gonna make it pretty. You know, eating is 90% with your eyes. I think when food looks appetizing, when it looks like it has a ton of spices and everything in it, it already looks better. All right. And the other thing I forgot to show you and tell you is some dried parsley. So hold on. All right, dried parsley. And why are we doing this? For no other reason, because it's gonna be pretty. Now look, that's it. So we had the dough, we had the ham, we had the provolone, we had the shredded cheese, we had the salami, we had the roasted red peppers, we had the basil, oregano, we had the egg wash, and then more oregano and dried parsley. I am gonna throw this in the oven for about 25 minutes. Now look, everybody's oven is different. All you're looking for is this to be golden brown. So I'm gonna check it after 25 minutes. I'll bring it out and show you, and then we'll cut it up and look how beautiful it's going to be. Okay, so look how beautiful. So this did take about 30 minutes in my oven. I put it on a rack for about 20 minutes to cool. Do not cut this as soon as it comes out of the oven when it's hot, because it's gonna fall apart. So it has been cooling for 20 minutes. And we're gonna take a serrated knife, and we're gonna cut it into squares. This smells so amazing. And the other thing I'm gonna share with you is that there's different ways that we can plate this. Now look, the holidays are coming. You're probably gonna be having parties, or people come over, or it's football season, so maybe people are coming over to watch the game or the Super Bowl. This is a perfect dish for all of those events. But here's the thing. When you display your food, it should be at all different heights. You know, you never wanna go display all of your food and everything's flat on the table. So I'm gonna show you a couple of ways that we can display this. Now look, I just sliced all the way down. Now you can make these as small or as big as you would like. I'm making these a little bit bigger. I'm probably making them about the size of 2 bites. But it smells so good. And remember I said we put that egg wash on it so that it would be golden brown. Look how beautiful that is. Okay, so if I needed height, so let's just say, for instance, I'm having a party and I have, let's say, stuffed mushrooms or an antipasto, and everything is flat, but I want to put some height. So what I would do is I would put it's all cheesy and gooey. I'd put them on a display like this. It has some height to it. Look at the cheese gooing out of this. Look how beautiful. Hot and gooey. Now, these are nice for a party because they can sit out, because whether they're hot or cold, they taste delicious. The other thing is that you can, these are great. I would make these the day of your party, but they do go nicely back in the refrigerator if you want to have them for leftovers the next day, you know, like just nuke them for a minute or so. But I wouldn't make them the day before, because I think they taste the best the same day that you're making them. And so look, that's one way of doing it. We would pile them up on the top. But let's just say, for instance, you already have lots of high, your appetizers are already displayed high. Let's say you've got bruschetta or something already up high. Then you can also make it look pretty on a flat dish like this. Look how beautiful. Remember, your cooking should be easy, pretty, and delicious. You should make food appetizing the way that it looks so that people are drawn to it. And look at that. So it took 5 minutes to put together. It took another 30 minutes to cook. Here's how we would display it if it was flat. We would pile them up on the top if we wanted it to be height, but that's it. And wait till you taste these. You're gonna get so many compliments. I hope you really enjoyed making this. If you like my recipes, let me know. Like them, share them, subscribe. I'm Edie, and you've been cooking with Guys Girl.